money. But how much is all of this going to cost? Here to break it down, Real Clear Politics White House reporter Philip Wegman joins us from D.C. Philip, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so Bernie Sanders, famous for the proposal Medicare for All, and when you think about it, hey, everybody gets health care, sounds good. The cost is $32.6 trillion. What's the small print?
Well, what's interesting here is that Medicare for All was a cult classic just 4 years ago. Now it's become party orthodoxy. The majority of candidates running, they support some form of Medicare for All. And while Sanders would argue that overall health care cost would drop as a result of his plan,
right,
both liberal and conservative analysis shows that the cost here is going to be staggering, something close to the $32 trillion mark that you just discussed. And that means taking 155 million people off of private health insurance, right, and lumping them in with others who already have Medicare. It's going to be incredibly transformational.
Right. And a lot of people like their private health care that they've got
Absolutely
right now. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Warren has suggested debt-free college, $1.25 trillion over 10 years. What about that?
Well, this is the new litmus test for progressives. It's interesting to see how the promise of opportunity for college has quickly become a guarantee to be able to get there and get there out of debt. And other candidates like Bernie Sanders, they want to make community college and four-year normal traditional state colleges free. But what Elizabeth Warren wants to do, which is really much more generous, is she wants to forgive as much as $50,000 in student debt for anyone who has graduated and who is making less than $100,000. So if you haven't paid off your student loans and she becomes president, I mean, you might be in luck.
You know, and if you're a college student of age, that's somebody you might think about voting for in the primary. Gee, I wonder if that's a coincidence. Meanwhile, Andrew Yang has been in this studio, and he told us about his universal basic income, where people just get free money. It would cost close to $4 trillion a year. But, Philip?
Oh, what's interesting about this is that what Andrew Yang wants to do is he wants to cut a check to every American who is over 18 years old for $1,000 each month, every month. It's no longer guaranteed opportunity. Instead, this is guaranteed income. It's incredibly expensive, and it's one of those things where a voter might say to themselves, well, yeah, I'd like an extra $1,000 in my pocket. I'm going to take a closer look at this guy. But he's already qualified for the debate, so this is not just a fringe idea anymore.
And one of the universal things, though, Philip, is to pay for it. It's essentially just let's tax the rich some more.
Absolutely, and it's interesting because you see candidates like Elizabeth Warren say that they are going to pay for, their debt-free college plan by taxing the rich, but they're also going to pay for child care, universal child care, by taxing the rich as well. At some point, you have to ask yourself, is there going to be a big enough grab bag of taxes and fees to actually pay for all of this?
Right.
And it really bolsters the Republican argument that the Democrats are going through a sort of free stuff primary right now.
That's a good way to describe it. Philip Wegman, White House reporter for Real Clear Politics. Philip, thank you very much. Have a good weekend.